everyone, welcome to You Have Beauty Care Choices and happy Friday. Today's show is about one of our top selling brands, a top selling beauty brand around the world, Surface. Surface is a vegan brand, all PETA certified. Surface believes that the best ingredients for your hair and skin are provided by nature. They have some of the most unique ingredients that the creator, Wayne Grund, who is with us today, searches out around the world for the best sustainable source of these ingredients. And they're unique. You haven't heard these all in every other beauty product around the country. So I think that's why these products are just growing in popularity. Wayne is an industry icon. He's been in the beauty industry for 43 years. This year he's up for the Entrepreneur Award from Ernst & Young. And this is a huge, globally respected award, and that's why we are so excited to have one of my favorite beauty educators with us. Welcome to the show, Wayne Grund. Hi, sir.
Jennifer, it's great to be with you again and all of your viewers. Absolutely a pleasure to share Surface with you.
Well, we are Surface fans here at Beauty Care Choices. One of our top selling segments, of course, in the Surface brand is Awaken, which our hair thinning clients are just obsessed with the performance of this brand. You just hit the mark, and every time you're cutting edge with all of your formulas and your ingredients. The whole brand, Surface, obviously, we'll just let everybody know for anyone joining us that doesn't know about Surface. The Surface is a complete salon brand. They have their moisture line, they have their even the blonde toning is the purple line. The Awaken we told you for hair thinning. You've got your Purify brand. You've got curls. You've got Basu for moisture and Trinity for strength. This is a complete salon supported brand. And Wayne, thank you for everything you do for us in the salon, providing products that we can make good money on and staying true to your salon support. We really appreciate you.
Well, my pleasure, and thank you so much. And we appreciate you connecting us with all of our Surface fans that are out there. And I love how you introduced us here as Surface, because our belief, we founded our company in 2008, was that we would perfect performance for every single hair type, to be inclusive for everyone. And that's why you'll see the Curls brand, the Awaken for thinning, faster growing brand, the Color brand. And we make it easy for professionals to choose the product specific to that hair type. It's just been so exciting.
And your principles, Wayne, tell us about your clean salon properties that we call them here. What do you stand behind? I know you're PETA certified, you're vegan and everything. Tell us your philosophy on product ingredients.
Well, it's summed up with beauty with a conscience. And my daughter works hand in hand with me, and she actually takes the lead now in innovation. And we have a very strict guideline that's represented by yourself in front here and worldwide as to what will be in and what will not be in our products. But so many people jump on a bandwagon going, we're free of, we're free of, we're free of. I think the best question is, what are you? Because you need elements to be high performance. For example, our certified organic Babasu oil is a driver, our gluten-free amaranth to replace wheat protein. So we pride ourselves in telling people what we are while at the same time respecting personal health and the earth.
How long has Surface been around? When did you create Surface?
2008.
That's what I thought you just said. So from 2008, you'll see Surface on every product that they have has this little tree of life. Wayne has been sustainable and green from the beginning. This is what this company is all about, and this is why they're so near and dear to my heart. This isn't somebody jumping on a trend bandwagon. This is somebody that stands behind the principles. Tell me about finding the ingredients. So today's segment is all about your newest brainchild, the Blowout products. Gorgeous segment here. This is about creating the best blowout, not only in the salon, but your blowout at home. So we're going to tell you how to create the best blowout and then maintain the best blowout. Everyone says, I can never get my hair to look like the girl at the salon does. And a lot of that is product and technique. And that's why I'm so excited for Wayne to be here and teach us the best blowout. So how did we find the ingredients for our new blowout?
Okay, I'm going to get my geek hat on just for a minute. You're going to get a little science geek here. Get ready. But it's so important for everybody to understand. In every product that you ever work with, it has two categories of ingredient. One is a driver. That's what carries in, number two, the actives to make them work. So the fundamental base of every surface product begins with the driver of the basu oil because it melts at body temperature and it easily delivers in the actives. The foundation of all actives is also amaranth protein, which is known as the never-fading flour.
Yes.
Now, each of our sub-brands has a key ingredient that provides its performance. With Blowout, as you'll see, now, this beautiful Blowout, as you'll see me work with, please realize it began its life as this wet hair. So what we need to do is we want a blowout to last an extra 2 to 3 days. So instead of 3 to 5, you can now have 5 to 7 out of that beautiful blowout. But during that time, you also need to refresh and recondition during that time. Where the science comes into it is identifying specific omegas. Omegas are what provide moisture for your hair. So what we need to do is we have omega 3, 6, and 9. So when we pull the omega 3, 6, and 9, the 3 is a little bit of a larger omega. And it provides a nice moisture. And most of it comes from the basu oil.
Okay.
Now your omega 9 is an occlusive. What that means, it's a large encapsulating. You limit how much you use, or it can provide weight. The key to blowout is omega 6. The omega 6 works deep into the cortex, and this is the key for a long-lasting blowout because you see the flexibility, the bounce, the touchability. And this lovely lady has actually been on video sets now for about 3 months with me, and we haven't even re-shampooed the mannequin hair yet.
Wow.
So let's begin this.
So this is a big trend right now for people, longer hair, shorter hair, but we're trying to just not wash our hair every day. So that's what the perfect blowout is. It's when you want to wash and dry, but only want to do it maybe once or twice a week. I'm a twice a week shampoo girl. I don't like to do it every day. But you're right, by the end, my hair starts to almost have that wig look where it separates and it's just getting so dry from texture spray. So this is what Wayne is going to teach me how to sustain it without getting dry and yucky. So we're going to start with
step 1, the Blowout Shampoo and Conditioner. This is the most luxurious of the products. It has the highest level of the omega 3. Goes deep into the hair, and yes, go ahead and smell it. Tell me what you think it smells like.
Oh, it's got a light fruit scent.
What you're smelling is natural maracuja and lychee berry.
And I love this. Where do you get maracuja and lychee berry? I was gonna say berries, actually. I do smell berries.
The lychee berry is very important to provide the support, and that's where my primer comes from. You have to be free of any plastics whatsoever, any PVP vinyls, because when you sleep on your hair for 3 days, that's what messes it up and makes that old nest you got to shampoo it. So we start with a primer, and what the primer does is it really drives and seals in that omega 3.
So we shampooed, we conditioned, we get out, we towel dry, and then we spray the primer in damp?
Yes.
Okay.
Primer goes in damp. Right here is what we're working with. And it gives me a little bit of hold too.
Yes.
Now to blow dry, we're going to go to the memory foam. And the key word here is style memory. It is the neatest product because it creates a phenomenal slip.
That's what I was going to ask you. So I think the two together are so brilliant because the primer really like lays on the hair, but it does have a texture that does not, wouldn't provide the best slip like you said. So the two together are perfect.
Yep. And
the primer is providing heat protection, it seals in moisture and reduces your blow dry time. And then the memory foam is doing what?
Well, the memory foam provides you the additional, I don't like to use the word hold because it relates to old plastics. It provides additional level of style memory so that when this lovely lady here does sleep on her hair and does one of these, she can wake up in the morning and look great. Now, in the salon or at home after you blow dry, you would use the texture spray and watch this lift.
Wow. So the difference between hold and memory foam, hold you feel like it's a stiffness, you know, like how long it's actually gonna like keep your hair in place. Memory is keeping whatever you've created, your hair remembering to keep it that smooth, movable, flexible style.
Exactly. Now, let's give it an example. Again, this is mannequin
Look at that.
hair.
That's beautiful. Oh my gosh.
Well, flip it upside down and look at how touchable, how natural it sits.
That was the memories or the finishing spray, Wayne?
No, this is the texture.
Oh, the texture spray.
Yeah.
So we're going to start with
texture into the hair.
So we would shampoo, condition, primer, memory foam, then do our blowout, correct? Then we blow dry.
So now here I didn't use an iron.
Okay.
But if I was going to use an iron, what I would use is the finishing spray as a thermal spray. You'll see it's designed in a can that's very easy for the hand to hold. So when you're thermal styling, it's not a big clunky can. It has the highest level of the omega-6 to give it the highest level of heat protection. So I use it to thermal style and to lightly finish. And then if I want, I can use my texture spray again. So that sounds pretty average. I'm going to go back to you for a recap.
This texture spray is amazing. This texture spray is totally crazy. Like, look at, that's what I'm spraying in my hair right now is the texture. Look at the separation and the body that I'm getting. And there's like no stiffness. It is really, really flexible. But then if I wanted to keep it in place, I could just do an over finish. Once you spray the finish, typically a finishing spray, you don't run your fingers through. So if you're looking for a product, typically you can use the texture spray, probably for more of a zhuzh from the hair. And then if you're looking for more of a kind of just finishing to hold, maybe use the finishing spray over the top, correct?
Absolutely. Now, what about hair care, home care? So now you're at day 3, day 4, day 5, and boy, I love chatting with you because I mentioned the dry shampoo foam, and I can hear you hesitate on the end a little bit. Going,
I was, because I'm honest, Wayne. You know that I'm real. If I don't understand, I'm the first one to say I don't get it. So if I'm on my second day hair and I wake up, the last thing I think I want to put in my hair is foam. You know, right? Because I'm going to get out of bed. I don't want to have to re-blow dry. I'm trying to cut down all of my steps. So why am I going to get out of bed my second day and put foam in my hair?
Well, on your second day, I'm going to give you 2 things here. First of all, if I want a very light dry shampoo, I'll use an aerosol. But the foam here, as you'll see, has a greater attraction, and watch me go right on top of this. No, this isn't the memory foam. This is the dry shampoo foam. So you can see how the hair isn't becoming wet. Look at this, Jet. How crazy is this? The hair doesn't become wet at all.
Okay, my hair is dry. I've got the foam, Wayne. I'm a little nervous here.
Yeah, take it, work it in your hands well, and then just at the scalp. Work it at your scalp.
That is crazy. It's not wet.
It doesn't. So what happens though is, being that it's damp when you apply it, it attracts to any excess environmental buildup. You know, any pollutants that may be in the air whatsoever, anything that your hair attracted into a room. And this is finer hair now. And look at, we don't collapse it. But little, and I love it. Here's a drum roll. Ready for a little drum roll? On day 3 and 5, and even on day 2 here afterwards, after I use my dry shampoo foam, I want to continually add condition to the hair. And that's where the dry oil spray comes in.
Okay, you guys, this is the drum roll. I didn't know where he was going exactly, but no one has a product like this. This is Wayne's genius, because we keep putting texture in dry shampoo and texture, which is a lot of rice starch that kind of takes out that moisture, that built up excess sweat and oils that get on your hair throughout day after day. The dry shampoos and the texture sprays will dry that out, but then your ends start looking like really bad extensions, which Shajia says the Blowout is best for. Works so great on extensions, which I would have never thought of that. So thank you, Shajia, for that comment. But the dry oil spray, huge, huge.
And watch this. We just went and we styled with the texture spray. We used the finishing spray. We had blow dried with the system. Let's say this lovely lady is getting out of her bed, having done the dry foam shampoo, and then she wants to redress it. I was able to brush through it and spray on the dry oil conditioning. So that conditioner now is weightless. You can see the shine that sits on the top. I'm hoping the camera can pick that up.
Yeah.
Look at the work that we did with this. I want to take it one step farther because this has been so valuable in a coily hair, the tight curl.
Really?
So when we're not shampooing on a regular basis with it, I still need to replenish all my ends. So I'm using the dry oil spray.
And he's conditioning the ends of the hair, where the dry shampoo is going to absorb oils on the top, but you want to still put the moisture back into the bottom and care for the hair.
In beautiful California, you have a drier climate.
We do.
So when the air is on the drier side, or in Colorado, or in Canada, where I'm in the wintertime, the actual air pulls moisture from the hair. So when we're working with the dry oil conditioning spray, we're putting that back in on a continuous basis. Exciting or what?
That is so exciting, Wayne. Hey, we have a question coming in from Jenna, and she says, do you have volume products? Which I think is such a great question for surface, because so many of your products could be used in different ways, but I almost feel like this blow dry segment, the blowout, is kind of for volume if you're not needing awaken, right? How would you in a salon prescribe for someone just wanting volume but doesn't necessarily have thinning hair?
Thank you very much for that question. Because in past years, people would think of volume of using a hairspray that would hold the hair out from the head.
Right, big
challenge
hair.
With that, the style doesn't last long because the plastics in a traditional spray can collapse. So when you're working with our blowout texture spray, you're able to create unbelievable volume. But let's identify what volume we think at surface is the hair that naturally pushes apart. So it stays very touchable.
Right.
So if you're looking for volume and you blow dry your hair, by far, blowout is your choice. If you're naturally drying your hair, you can use Trinity if you're wanting more color lock. If you find your hair but you want volume and you want more moisture, it's Basu. But remember, everything within surface is going to maintain I'm going to call it that airy, that full base to it.
Movement.
Yep.
There's nothing weighted in surface because their products are so naturally derived ingredients. I feel like there isn't those silicones or plastics or anything weighing it down that does create that more natural kind of movement look to it. Now you mentioned Trinity. This will just be a little segment off key, but it was the newest launch before Blowout. And so I just want to talk about it really quick, is this amazing bonding mask. And this is incredible. And so if people haven't connected this with surface yet, Trinity, this new mask, and bonding, locking in the color. Tell us the geeky technology behind this, because you know I love that.
Bonders became popular about 3 to 5 years ago, and the key was they were rebonding protein within the hair. Mm-hmm. We went to work with that to see how we could take it to its next level. So to get a bit geeky, when you're depositing color in the hair, you have a coupler molecule and you have a dye intermediate. They penetrate the hair, they attach to each other, they're larger and they don't like to escape, but they're not really attached to the hair. What the Trinity color bonding does is it rebuilds protein but it also then attaches the color to the protein.
Mm.
So if you're someone who has any challenge with color fadage with it, you can use it, just shampoo the hair with Trinity, put your bonding mask on, leave it, rinse it off normal. But it gets way better than that. You can treat yourself to self-care in a complete treatment in the salon, a professional treatment to lock it in, or what I'll do for you here is called an express treatment. So when your hair is dry, the day that you're going to wash it for color loss, you mist on the Trinity Tonic. It's been part of our program since the inception in 2008.
Yes.
The next thing you do is you take the new color bonding mask, working it into your hands, and you squeeze it into the dry hair.
Dry hair. The protein tonic spray and then the mask into your dry hair before you shampoo, right? This is before you're ready to get in.
So at this point, you can be even more liberal with it. Take it through, work it into the hair, and then pour your coffee. Or have
your at-home conditioning treatment, where we used to sit there with a bag on our head forever. This is Wayne's modern approach to a deep conditioning, reparative color lock treatment, correct?
Yep. So at this time, what's happening now is that first tonic is working to help drive in the color bonding benefits to the hair. You leave it 5 minutes, and then you're ready to jump in the shower, and you shampoo with the Trinity shampoo and conditioner. When you're done, leave a little bit of the mask in the hair again.
Okay.
Absolutely amazing
treatment for locking hair. So all of you reds. Now, Wayne, can you also use this? Will it help with those punky, crazy colors?
Yes. Any color. They're a direct dye. So the key to that is actually sealing them down. And we do have a science picture here. It's very important to understand the science behind this. So when we're working with the science behind the Trinity, the first thing we're working with is the driver of the basu oil. The next thing in the science that we're working with is the amaranth protein in a fine complex that binds, but then rice protein.
Yeah.
And rice has been one of the biggest breakthroughs because it's a natural acidifier.
Right.
Many people talk about creating an acidic element to live in, but they use chemicals to create that. So what we're using is a rice protein which naturally lays the cuticle tight. So when you're talking about the pinks, the blue, purples, and that, as long as I can lay my cuticle tighter, it's going to last longer. So I just gave you a little bit of a why behind any time you want longer lasting color, that the bonding mask is really an answer for you.
Yeah, you really need to lock that down when we, use the developer to get the colors in, or you have to obviously bleach before you do the punky colors. You're blowing out that cuticle. You need something to seal it back down and lock in that color. And that's what this mask is all about, is creating those bonds between your hair and the color for longer lasting color and healthier hair in the process. So
and in our 12-year history, this has been the fastest selling product we've ever had out of the chute.
Absolutely.
It hit the shelf on September 1st, and oh my goodness, we're in production on it already again.
Oh my gosh, it is unbelievable, and we are so excited to have it here as well. And then this blowout segment, I feel like you've got another hit on your hands. The texture spray is unbelievable to me, and then the dry oil conditioning after you dry shampoo, to think of the conditioning of the strands. We're not just worried about this, we're also worried about all of this looking beautiful. So the conditioning oil is spectacular, Wayne. Now I do have, I want to cover one thing, is I always like to discern between finishing sprays. So our sprays.
Right.
You've provided the blowout spray, but I like to know as a stylist and educating my stylist behind the chair, how do you prescribe the difference between the sprays? How do you tell the client what to take home?
The first thing, we'll go to the blue can in the middle, which was our original. That is the theory. That's a base of sugars and vegetable starches. The sugars and the vegetable starches create the flex of the hair, but it provides more of our hold base, plastic free. When you move beside it to the curls, specific to the curly hair. whether it's tight and kinky or if it's a loose curl. The number one thing with curly hair is never, ever, ever use anything that has a plastic to it. And the reason is if you use anything with a plastic or even too high of a sugar level, it sticks hair together.
Wayne, what kind of things would we look for on the back of the bottle for plastics? What are those ingredients? What do we recognize?
PVPVA, PVP/VA, polyvinyl propylene vinyl acrylic would be one of them. That's it.
There you have it.
And a good way to tell it is if you ever missed it on hair and the hair actually sticks together. Because think about this, how many curly girls, my wife is a curly girl, and I can remember years ago before we designed our curls, she'd go, don't touch my hair.
His wife is a curly girl, ladies. This is why his curls products work so well.
Exactly. And the thing was, as soon as you touch styled curly hair, if one hair shaft pulls away from the other, yes, it pulls the cuticle away and you've got frizz.
Yes, you break up that curl family. We've talked about the curl families.
So, and with the curl spray specifically, it's the vitamin K that helps hold the hair in the cortex together, and we work just with glycoproteins. So you have the most phenomenal, I'll call it style memory and control that's specific to be anti-frizz.
Amazing. And so now we'll have to discern between Blowout and Awaken. How do we tell those?
So now, this lovely lady, even though you can't tell because she's styled out here, her hair is the blonde and it's finer. So when I want to create thickness, I need my styling products to wrap a botanical around each hair shaft. Big mistake, people with fine hair think they need more volume. Mm-hmm. If they get volume and their hair is very fine, you can see right through it. It looks really sparse.
Yeah.
So the Awaken spray, as all the Awaken styling products, they wrap a botanical fiber around the hair so that when it gets volume, you're increasing the diameter of the hair of 40 to 50%.
Of each individual strand. So that's
Correct.
What it's coating the strand to where it's giving you a thicker appearance of every strand, not trying to make your hair full.
Right, exactly. And it does that within the complex, again, of sugars and starches, but with amaranth protein, because the protein is what attaches to the hair. Right. So Awaken provides a visual thickness. The curls provides a non-flex movement to the hair and frizz reduction. The blue, the theory, is your basic hold hairspray. And then the Blowout, number one, is your heat protection and style memory. Remember that omega-6 going deep into the hair with the Blowout so that you can wake up in the morning, your style has memory and bounces back in again.
I love that you just emphasized heat protection too, because don't you feel like for a good, beautiful Blowout, heat protection is like the key? Because if you're frying out that cuticle, you're always going to have frizz. You're not going to have that silky, smooth movement. So heat protection to me is so key for that.
Jennifer, let's take it one step farther though. Heat protection, what you said, is spot on, but it has to be long-lasting heat protection.
Okay.
Not just laying across the cuticle when I blow dry or I flat iron. And that's where the long-lasting deep heat protection is when we drive that omega-6 moisture deep into the hair. It survives past the blow dry, and it survives past the flat iron. So when the client, the viewer, walks out into the sun in the day, they still have deep heat protection. If they're going to retouch with an iron, they still have deep heat protection.
Long lasting.
So that's where the long lasting style memory and heat protection come in.
I like that. So for the Blowout products, that is a lot more. I can see that will be really useful in the salon for some of the more avant-garde, really styling, using irons, doing some real session or stage work. Blowout is going to be amazing for what I can see is like stage work or really working irons. That was so helpful. And then of course, Waken, all of their styling products are your instant gratification. If you're a thinning hair, sparse haired girl, yes, the shampoos, conditioners, treatments are penetrating the scalp and helping your hair rejuvenate and grow in better. But the styling products give you that instant gratification. So if you're looking for something that just helps give you a look of more hairs on your head, Awaken is for you. So then the last thing, thank you for sticking with me on this, but I got one more thing if you have time. I really want to talk about, you have a new product coming out, and it goes into the collection of oils. So we're going to tease it. You're hearing it here first. When can we get our hands on this new oil, and how is it different than the other oils that we already have in the line with the Basu and the new Blowout Oil? There it is.
The new Blowout Oil is a hair, face, and body oil. The high load of the omega-3s are delivered by the Basu oil into the hair to provide extra heat protection. So it can be used, it's a medium weight oil. The weight falls between our gold and behind our regular. And it drives oil on a continuous basis for extra shine, for definition. And also, I use it on my face now twice a day. Now, people throughout the world also use our regular Basu oil on their skin. The Basu oil is a higher level of antioxidant, and it's to be used after color. It's to be used if you have on the skin as well, if you have psoriasis. The reason you use it after color is it reduces free radicals or any skin irritations. You use the Blowout protective oil for moisture. So for dry skin, for dry hair, it's moisture. The gold itself is for heavier, coarser hair. So if I want that extra moisture, and the gold that you see here is a combination behind argan as well as carrot seed. And carrot seed is the primary ingredient to moisturize within baby care products. So taking a look at it, the regular clear, if I have a skin irritation, antioxidant. The gold, if I want heavy load of moisture. And the Blowout, if I'm heat styling or for real moisture on extremely dry hair and skin.
Very cool, very cool. Well, the Basu oil is definitely a top seller for your whole brand. So super excited to have the new Blowout oil, and you explained it so well, the differences between them. I always also say, you know, the gold, if you're having blondes, I always prescribe the lighter, clearer oil because they don't want the golds picking up, because the carrot seed is going to color or add a little bit of that brass back to the hair. But if you've got that dark, rich, thick hair, then that gold oil is so luxurious. And so I cannot wait to get my hands on the Blowout oil. You are seeing it here before it's even launched. So when can we get our hands on the Blowout oil?
Approximately October 20th. It'll be shipping to you guys right there and to salons throughout North America.
Nice. Yeah, everything these days is taking a little longer to get in with the way the shipping things go, but you've done an amazing job keeping us up to date, and we really appreciate that. Congratulations. I just want to say it face to face. Congratulations on your Entrepreneur of the Year award. Can you tell us, I know you're very humble and probably don't want to, but will you tell me a little bit about this award? And I'm so proud of you.
Well, my wife Deborah and I were contacted by Ernst & Young last year going into COVID. We had just become a major sponsor for our children's hospital here in town. It's well aware of how we sponsor World Vision children throughout the world. And Ernst & Young contacted us and said, you know, would you put forward your story, your involvement in the community, but also your financial growth story? We did that, and you know, they immediately came back with a contact and nominated us in our prairie, our Western Canada. And you know, I really looked at it, and you know, I'm so entrenched in our industry, which I love and I always will be. Is I looked at there, and there were people that were on the National Stock Exchange being nominated. There was people from Bitcoin companies to software companies. And, you know, we did the interview, and all of a sudden we got contacted, and now we're Canadian finalists. And from the Canadian finalists, you know, the next step, if we would be blessed enough to move on would be the world's. And I love it because it recognizes the professional beauty industry. And one of the things that COVID has done for the world is people taking more time for themselves in self-care. And I think that is so important in our commitment to personal health in the earth was a driving force between that. And I want to thank you and all of your viewers because our success really comes from you and all the viewers, your success with Surface. And
You're so humble. You're so humble and so amazing, but this is global recognition across all industries. The beauty industry is, I will just say on behalf of myself and the beauty industry, is so proud to have you a part of our industry. I think you bring such respect globally to our industry, and thank you for leading the forefront of sustainability and all of the things that are so important that we're trying to all do better in. And I think that's why you were recognized, is you are a leader in sustainability and better ingredients and healthier. You want us hairdressers to be healthier. We have our hands in these products every day. You don't want these products killing us either, and we appreciate that. So the recognition is well deserved. So I wanted to definitely let you know that we at Beauty Care Choices definitely recognize the difference in the brand and what you guys are achieving. I don't even want to say trying to achieve, what you are achieving. And you and Deborah should be so proud.
We are. Jennifer, thank you so much. Thank you to our educators, our distributors, our salon growth managers, you and your team for providing such great education out there. And I'll look forward to joining you again in the near future.
Well, we will have you back anytime you'll join us. I know you're a wealth of knowledge there, and I really appreciate your time. I learn something every time we're together. So have a great weekend, Wayne, and thank you so much for being here.
Thank you very much. Bye all.
Bye. He's such a smart man in our industry. If you guys want more information on the Surface Blowout or anything Surface, remember all of our customer service agents are licensed stylists, and you can reach them at the numbers below. They are educated and keep up on product knowledge as best as we can to provide you with the best information. Have a great weekend, and bye for now.